Hi guys. Today on the Bombshell Country Girl, we are going to do something with this dying palm. So what you're going to need is a pair of scissors, a watering can with some water in it, a tray to catch the water, and perhaps a spray bottle. If you don't have one, that's fine, but if your palm is turning brown on the ends like this, that means it's not getting enough water through the winter. They don't take as much water in the winter, but they do like a lot of water. I would say probably every 7 days I would water it. Or if you stick your fingers in the soil and the first 2 inches to 3 inches are dry, then you can go ahead and water that. So we're going to get the dead stuff out of the pot here in the bottom that has fallen down in there. This actual plant was at my daughter's for a while, and the squirrels dug in it, and my granddaughter knocked it over a couple times, so the dirt's down a little bit. We're not going to worry too much about that right now, but let me dispose of this. We'll just put that on the paper there. So what you want to do first is you just pull off any of the ones that are all the way brown. Go ahead and pull those out. There's kind of quite a few on this one here, so we'll get rid of those first. That one's still attached pretty well. You don't want to pull any off that are still hanging in there. So, all right, so you get your dead ones off. Then you'll have these that have like just the ends of them are brown. I don't know if you can see that there, but most of it's green, and then just this tip here is brown. So what you want to do is you want to kind of fold it where the stem of the palm leaf here is on the bottom. You're going to fold up the sides upwards. So you're going to make a V like this out of your leaf. And what you're going to do is, to get that point, you're going to cut at an angle just like that. So then it'll make it pointy on the end here. You can see that right there. So go ahead and do that to all of them that are browning on the edge. You're going to fold them up, cut it in a little angle to make a point. See, this one's got a little bit on it. This one up here is really bad, so we're going to fold it up, cut that at an angle. So what you're doing is just making a new point for it, and it should stop that browning from carrying up. Now these leaves aren't going to grow back, but it won't look so decrepit. So you fold them all up, cut those at an angle. I'm going to rotate it here a little bit. Here's one. Fold that one up. Careful not to cut into any of the others. Some of them are just the very, very tip, but you still want to cut that off because the brown will just keep going up your stem or your leaf there. So remember to cut it at an angle so it makes a point, so it looks aesthetically pleasing. So once you get all these cut back, what we're going to do is a deep water, because this one's pretty dry. Now if your soil's still wet, I would let it dry out until that first 2 inches of soil is dry. We'll rotate it here, cut these back. It's really easy to take care of these. It's a tropical plant, you have to remember, so it doesn't like winter very well, and if it's not getting the humidity and water that it needs, it's not going to grow right. So that one seems kind of dry all the way up, but if I peel this outer leaf off, it's green underneath, so we're going to leave that tip to keep growing. So all the way around, make sure you get all of them, all the little dead brown ones. This one had quite a few actually. Make sure I got the right angle here for that. So cut it at an angle, all the dead brown spots. So this shouldn't take you too long to get them. Like that one, I can just pull that one off. But you want to do at an angle so the tips are still pointy. And this one up here. Still green right there. All right. This is coming along nicely. All right, so that is already looking much better. I still have a couple more here that we'll keep cutting away at. So you're just trimming off all the brown ends. And I think that looks good. We have one here. All right, so that looks much better. Now what we're gonna do is throw all this in the trash. Get that out of our way. Actually, I'll just put it right here for now. And you wanna get your tray or a deep bowl, anything that your pot will fit in. You can actually even just put it in the sink if you want to, but we're gonna use this little tray for today. And you get your water, and you want to water it nice and thoroughly till the water comes out the bottom. So we'll give it that much and see if it's going to start coming out yet. Nothing yet, so whew, I feel like I'm in the jungle. We're going to give it a little bit more. Now these don't really like fertilizer a lot. If you're going to use any fertilizer, you want the time release pellets to go in there, because you can get a buildup and it will burn. Also too much salt deposits, so you'll flush them every couple of months. Just a good watering, let it pour out the bottom like with your garden hose, just to flush that soil out, and then put the time release fertilizer in there. And in between waterings, they like a lot of humidity, so if you get you a spray bottle like this and fill it up with water, and in between waterings, you're just going to give it a little spritz of water just to keep that humidity up. Or if you set it in a tray with some pebbles or rocks in the bottom, when you water, that water will sit down in the rocks, and as it evaporates up, gives it some humidity in the summer. So just a couple little spritz in your palm hearts, I guess you would say, the center there. Spray the leaves down. And it's still not coming out the bottom, so we're going to get a little bit more water, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I got some more water in my watering can. Pardon my hair, I had to throw it up to keep it out of the way from all these tongs. So we're going to just water some more because it is not coming out of the bottom yet, which means that soil down there is just soaking it up. So we'll let that set. And actually, I can see these roots are pretty much bound. So it will be time to transplant this before we set her outdoors. We're not going to mess with that right now, but I do see the water is coming out the bottom. So just a little splash more there. That should be plenty of water for this one now. So put it in a sunny window. And I have one more here I missed. Put her in a sunny window until it's warm enough that there's no threat of frost. Then you can set her outside. But she does like sunlight and humidity, so try to keep her spritzed. Don't put her right by the heat vent of your house, the furnace vent, because it will dry it out rapidly unless you're trying to dry your soil. If you got your soil too wet and it's just not drying out, then you can put it by a vent. But I think that will do her for now, and we'll see if she perks up. Good luck with your palms. Remember, time release fertilizers only. Don't use the liquid fertilizers on them because it will burn them. See you next time.